I enjoyed that as much as anything I've ever done in my life, having my children. That's been, the biggest blessing in my entire life, having kids. So that's why the band thing in perspective is a lot smaller.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of Tampa Bay Players Live. My name is Bill Templeton and it's my pleasure to introduce tonight one of Tampa Bay's most respected alternative bands, Psycho Tribe. Originally known as The Front, this band debuted in 1981 with an abrasive post-punk attitude and a blend of musical styles that even now, 10 years later, defies easy categorization. Psycho Tribe has been featured on 2 local compilation LPs and has even released one of their own, a 6-song EP entitled Wendy, I'm Home. So thanks for tuning in, and for the next 30 minutes, enjoy the original music of Psycho Tribe.
There was the spirit underneath, and it was hate and love, but love always triumphed.
And I told Claire before you got here, our sense of humor aligned. Yeah. But when I was young, I was very bad to you. That's all right. But I mean, I would never take it back.
I would never apologize. Is that the classic answer that he would say? That's all right.
What's all right?
And
What's all right?
Big brother, I fucking need it.
Myself and Bill, we've been around in Tampa, in the scene around here about 5-6 years now, and we had a group called the Suspects. Yeah, we were in a group called the Suspects a while back, and then these are our friends, and we just decided to do something that we all wanted to do.
We were all in high school together.
Yeah,
we all went to the same high school. We're in the same neighborhood. We've been through a number of drummers, and this is our latest
victim.
victim.
We're all best friends, and then I conned him into bringing this guy in the band.
The arthritis has just begun to set in.
Just as much hard work changing diapers as it is lugging around a 100-pound amplifier. It's just a different form of work. But I had done the one for 12, 13 years prior. Once I had my kids, that's, I would still play guitar. You guys would, hang around and watch me, but that was just, I still do. I still play the guitar and try and learn something and play a new song or whatever, but I had got it out of my system by the time you guys came around.
Claire. Hi, Claire. Hi. Say hi to Mommy.
I started playing music in the band because I met these guys. I started listening to punk rock music because I realized that I wasn't getting it together. Well, you know what? It's funny you mentioned that because I like ABBA now. But when I was a young guy, what did we have? And I just, by random, heard London Calling by The Clash. How do you hear that on FM radio? But I did. And somebody bought me that London Calling record, and somebody else bought me that Blondie record, Parallel Lines, which is not a punk rock record, but it's a damn good record. Yeah. For me, I mean, I just didn't care. And I heard that goddamn Clash track, and I was like, shit, man.
Well, some of the biggest problems of working together is basically no one likes me. They all hate my guts.
It's no lie.
That's enough.
The only problem is that we have no problem working together. We practice every day. We have different musical interests. Us three have more or less the same musical interests, and he has different musical interests. But it just, we have to bring it all together. There's no real problem, except for, every now and then we have a fight about what we like and what we don't like. A place to play is the only problem.
That's the real big problem.
The most important thing that I would like to get out about Psycho Tribe, the front Psycho Tribe, was the writing process. How we wrote music was unlike anything I've ever experienced anywhere. It was the best writing process, being in a band situation I've ever experienced.
Are there any other types of music other than your own or rock and roll that you enjoy?
Old music,
jazz, classical.
Yeah, everything.
I'm
really
into jazz. I'm really into Steve Gadd. And,
Leave It to Beaver soundtrack.
yeah, exactly. Bullwinkle.
yeah.
I had a friend in high school. He was from the Seminole area, and he said, "You heard of a band called The Front?" And I said, "Yeah, they're like at the time it was sort of they were like sort of punk legends in the Tampa Bay hardcore punk scene." And he had a cassette of this LP that they recorded called "Wendy, I'm Home," and he gave me a copy. And then a buddy of mine said, "Hey, do you want to see them? They're opening for Concrete Blonde." And I was like, "Absolutely." They were awesome. And Concrete Blonde was great, but I was like, wow, I got to see these guys again. It was December of '89, and I couldn't get into the Channel Zero show. I stood outside, and it was winter. It was really cold, so I had a jacket on, and I was standing outside because they had these huge glass windows, and I'd watch them. And Bill was watching me outside, and he's like, "What is this dork doing here?" And so finally, he said to the house, the bar guy in front, it says, "Get this kid in. He's my little brother. He came to see me." And we kind of looked enough alike to where it kind of passed that off. And pretty much from that point on, any show that I could go see them, I would go to.
By the time I was in my early 20s, I'd already been in the band 3 or 4 years. 4 years maybe. I was at 18, we were all 18, and we got out of high school, we were playing. And at first you'd play parties, and then you play clubs, and then you open gigs, and then you play bigger shows, and then it just becomes a routine in search of the deal, right? In search of that, you guys are the next, whatever. And we never got there.
Okay, the first thing I want you to do is describe your music and tell me what it's about, what it's like, and either start it out with "our music is" or "we play this type of, our."
Road Warrior music.
Just start out "our music."
Our music is Road Warrior music. It's just. Yeah, it's just love it or hate it.
Reflection of the world.
We sort of look around and say, this is how we see it. If you like it that way, then maybe we can be friends. If not, go away.
It was just another thing to do. It wasn't like I was this actor playing in a punk. I was in a band, we were people, we really didn't. We liked punk music, but we didn't think ourselves. We weren't wearing the costume, we liked the attitude and we liked the music, but the guys in the bands were just playing. It was everybody else that was all dressed up for Halloween.
Yeah. So you remember the first time you decided to join the band? I go over to your house.
Yeah. You called me.
And I called you up. I go to your house and I said, here's something we got. And I started playing it. And
What town?
and immediately we got that whole song done. And then I said, what about this? Swinging It with Dead Elvis or whatever it was. Graceland Hysteria. Done. How about how about this? Done. In about 45 minutes, we jammed out 5 songs already.
This is for Elvis.
From red, things he's done and all of those things he said, we scratch his cloud.
And I either liked the songs or I didn't. Exactly. We talked about, and the thing, mostly, the great thing, I know.
Yeah. The only one. The king is dead, he's guilty, shot himself. Too much fun.
You would sit there and talk in the mic and like just talk and like tell jokes and shit, and like you turn around and then you turn back and you just kind of talk a little bit and go, and you do whatever. Then when you turned around, you went to my dad's workbench, that shitty old fucking workbench, and I knew when you turned around and didn't face us for about 10 or 15
He's writing.
But the king inside, sitting on his throne.
When you turned around after 5 minutes and just started telling jokes again, we know, okay, we gotta stop this.
Yeah.
This is not going anywhere.
Yeah, the song sucked.
Yeah.
Or if you didn't even like
Turn
around and go
I
right
just
and
sat and
shut
listened to you guys.
Yeah.
That's
Then it was like,
This is
okay,
dog shit.
that's not gonna work.
Not that it's dog shit, but it's nothing I can work with, or it doesn't.
Yeah.
It was dog shit.
But they're all the fastly dead. Wow, Elvis. God bless Elvis. Wherever you are.
I got you.
Willing to sacrifice more for my kids than I did in the band. Probably could have sacrificed more in the band, but we could have gone to New York and lived in some shitty little hotel while we tried to make it there, and eat, Vienna sausages and crackers and, walk around poor. We could have very well done that because a lot of bands did that. We didn't do it. It was nice here in Florida, It's nice to go out and hang out in the sun and go to the beach and, who the hell wants to go starve in LA? Unless you really, so maybe that was at the end of the day, that was it. We just weren't going to take it to that. We figured if we couldn't do it here, we weren't going to do it. They weren't going to accept us on our terms, that's it.
These guys haven't changed. I've known them for years. None of us have changed.
We're all the same
Except that I used
dudes.
to have blonde hair, but other than that, I'm
He used to be a girl.
I used to have hair.
He used to be 6'4".
Yeah, I was 6'4" and blonde.
The group
So quit
is
playing
an
dog's
extension
name
of
is
punk,
Fishbowl
of
and
the
drowned
punk rock
itself.
scene. It's what motivated us.
I don't have any regrets. I'm not going to say what if, because I got where I'm at. Things progresses the way they should. Maybe it wasn't meant to be, but you know what? We had a hell of a time. Here we are 4 years later, and we still hang out and joke, and we don't even miss a beat. Even if I don't see him for a year or two, we get back together, it's like nothing, like a day didn't go by. So that's a rare thing, right? It was a lot of fun. So If that's all I got out of it, right? A lot of fun, good friendship, good. That's fine. I'm okay with that. I didn't need to be famous.